With the final week of Detroit Lions OTAs now in the books, here are my takeaways. So you guys may be seeing a new background. It may have moved, so that's super exciting. So let me know your guys' thoughts of the background in the comments below. But let's get right into this. We're going to start off with our running back, Johnson. The guy that's supposed to be huge for the Detroit Lions 2019. He's supposed to get a lot of carries. He's going to be like the go-to guy on our offense. Really, our offense is going to revolve around Johnson, maybe a little bit less of Matthew Stafford like it was in the past. Why? Well, because they brought in Coach Darrell Bevell. But Johnson is showing another part of his game that maybe not a lot of people expected, and that is his ability to catch. And that's not really a good thing for other running backs like Theo Riddick, who really rely on their ability to catch to make teams. For Johnson, he has been proving that he can catch the ball in the backfield. Now that's really good for the Detroit Lions because it keeps the defense guessing, and they can't assume they're going to run the ball when Johnson is out there. Like I said, we've seen this before, but Johnson's doing some crazy good things this offseason. He's been doing it the whole offseason, and he probably had the catch of OTAs. Okay, we've seen some great ones. We've talked about some candidates on my other channel, but now over here with Johnson, he probably had the catch of OTAs, making an acrobatic catch off of a Stafford heave on the right sideline over Tavon Wilson was something to behold. So you can see Johnson proving something and showing us something that maybe we haven't seen much of. That's super exciting for 2019. Next up, Jelani Tavai and TJ Hockenson, round 1 and round 2 picks for the Detroit Lions, have both been playing pretty solid this offseason, but they both made really big plays here in the final week. TJ Hockenson came up with a really big touchdown grab on the same day that Jelani actually had an interception versus Matthew Stafford. Both of these plays were by the goal line, so as we know, the Detroit Lions have struggled in the goal line in the past, and TJ Hockenson should be a big weapon for Matthew Stafford. Well, he has shown that, but we've also seen Jelani Tavai get his hands on some balls, okay? And that's really nice to see that he can do multiple things. Next up, our new quarterback, David Fales. Welcome David Fales to the squad. We let go of Connor Cook. We brought in David Fales, and this was our first look at this new quarterback. He seemed to be comfortable in the pocket, but again, he had limited snaps. We didn't see a lot from David, so we can't really say how well he played. But what we did see was he was comfortable, and we'll wait as the offseason goes. We'll learn a lot more about David, but so far he's played pretty solid as our third string quarterback is what he looks like to be. Next up, the offensive line. A little bit of changes here today. We're still waiting to figure out that offensive line is going to be. I think the first offensive line that they ran back at the beginning of OTAs is what it will be. But here this week for left guard, we had Kenny Wiggins and Joel Dahl playing that spot. And then at right guard, we had Oday Abushi and Graham Glasgow. So multiple guys are getting attempts. They're getting chances to earn spots. We're just going to have to wait and see who earns that starting role when the season comes around. There's the big three guys that have impressed this offseason, and two of these guys are very young. Actually, all three of these guys are very young, but two are rookies. That is Ty Johnson, Travis Fulgham, and Andy Jones. Now, we know about Ty Johnson, Travis Fulgham playing well. We know about Ty Johnson's speed. We know Travis Fulgham out of Old Dominion was the first offensive player drafted, and he has been playing really well with some other guys out. But Andy Jones, the other wide receiver, again, having an opportunity, making a lot of plays, being a guy that Matthew Stafford can definitely rely on, and it's nice to see. Next up, Quandre Diggs. This one's kind of weird, but Quandre Diggs was actually returning some punts. So I don't think there's anything to be worried about. I don't think he'll be doing this during the season, especially because he's our best safety and we need this guy to be out there. But I think he was just doing it to do it. But either way, he was catching some punts, so I thought I'd throw that in there. And then finally, the big news, the news of the day. TEEZ Tabor came up with another interception. Yes, I love to hear that because I want TEEZ Tabor to be a starting cornerback for the Detroit Lions. I want him to live up to the potential of that second-round pick, and he came up with an interception today. Another interception. That's like 5 this offseason. He was really playing well, had a little bit of a dip. Now to see another interception is very, very impressive. TEEZ Tabor has been putting in the work this offseason, and I want to see him succeed. He had an interception guarding Andy Jones. So those are my takeaways from the final week of OTAs. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you, Brad, for watching, and I'm out.